Ukemi Audiobooks presents an unabridged recording of The Buddha's Teachings as Philosophy by Mark Siderits, narrated by Andrew Wincott. About this book. The Buddha's Teachings as Philosophy was written to fill a particular pedagogical niche, to serve as a text that could be used in undergraduate philosophy or religious studies courses, where the instructor wants to broaden the content by including some discussion of the Buddhist philosophical tradition. We certainly hope that it would also be of some interest to readers other than the students in such courses and their instructors. But a few words may be in order at the outset about how it might best be used in the classroom by indicating what it does and does not try to do. The first point that should be clarified is the scope of the book. The Buddhist philosophical tradition began with the Buddha, developed in South Asia for another 1.5 millennia, but also spread to Southeast Asia, Tibet, and East Asia, and continues to develop today. This book treats only the South Asian part of the tradition, and it discusses only the beginnings of the Indian Buddhist tradition, the philosophical elaboration of the Buddha's basic teachings, in any detail. This does provide necessary background for investigating later parts of the Indian tradition, as well as Buddhist thought outside India. But even a whole course could not begin to do justice to the entirety of the Buddhist philosophical tradition. My much longer book, Buddhism as Philosophy, from which much of the present material is derived, is meant to fill that role for a course wholly devoted to Indian Buddhist philosophy. A text designed for just one module of a course must keep its focus narrow if it is to achieve the depth necessary for the study of philosophy. Many of the basic texts of the Buddhist philosophical tradition have now been translated, but even the best translations of the tradition's primary sources can be difficult for the uninitiated to follow. Chapters 2 and 3 use excerpts from some of these sources in order to introduce listeners to key Buddhist concepts and arguments. Because many students find these texts challenging, the excerpts are followed by fairly extensive elaborations. The pedagogical aim here is, of course, to help listeners develop the ability to read and understand such texts on their own. Some may wish to go one step further and try.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?